Is going on, everybody? It's another Thursday. We're still in August. Honestly, I don't know what day it is anymore. The only reason I know it's Thursday is because we do these best balls on Thursday. It's just like when I'm out of NHL season, there's no discipline to my game. There's no discipline to my life. It's just a shit show. At least during NHL season, I know I have to be here around 2 p.m. Eastern and we talk hockey for an hour. Summer's just a free-for-all.
Yeah, I mean, I on Tuesday nights, I usually go to a friend's house and we'll just watch a movie. It's just kind of our ritual for Tuesday nights. But this week, schedules, whatever, we had to do it on Monday. So then I get home on Monday and then I just check Twitter and I see a bunch of Monday Night Raw wrestling tweets. And I'm thinking, it's Tuesday. Did Raw get moved? Was I just asleep for 24 hours? Did I fall asleep on the couch or something? I was just freaking out. But good to be back. We're gonna keep these going because the NFL starts next week or the week after.
They're in Brazil on a Friday.
Okay, so it's probably the week after then. It's the week after Labor Day. So we'll probably be back next Thursday as well. But then after that, we're gonna have to move it because obviously we're not going head to head with Thursday Night Football. But back here in the NHL streets, NHL Best Ball streets. I'll drop the link for the best ball in the chat.
Yeah, we're waiting for 6 right now.
Yeah. Anybody wants to join, it's just that Underdog link. It's $15 US to join the best ball. It's a points league. 6 points for a goal, 4 for an assist, 1 for a shot block or a shot on goal, and then a half point per hit or power play point. Seeing as we got a little bit of time to kill here, pretty big news this week in the NHL. I mean, let's start with the Oilers. They did not match the offer sheets for Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway. Let them both go to St. Louis. Got a second-round pick for Broberg. Got a third-round pick for Holloway. Got another third-round pick in a player to be or future considerations deal. So a second and 2/3, not bad for a trade deadline bait. I don't know. For me, I think Broberg kind of has the higher ceiling as an NHL player. Edmonton has a lot of left-handed defensemen. I don't think they'll necessarily miss him. And Holloway feels kind of replaceable to me. It's like they can go and get some third liner elsewhere in the league and just put them next to McDavid and Draisaitl and get kind of the same production as last year. So for me, it just doesn't really move the needle a whole lot. I think it means more for St. Louis than it does for Edmonton.
Well, I mean, if you believe what the beat writers were saying, Edmonton offered Broberg 2 years at $1.1 million per year. The Blues just blew that out of the water, $4.5 million. So, why wouldn't you sign that? You know what I mean? I would go live in St. Louis with the Hoss for an extra $3.4 million a year. St. Louis is miserable. It's probably one of the lowest areas in the country to live in the United States. Whatever, but it's a decent gamble. It's just the Blues, right? They have awful contracts. They're not a contending team. Maybe they'll make the playoffs. I don't know. It's just weird because they're kind of doing what I don't want to say what the Capitals are doing. They're kind of doing what the Jets did. They should have rebuilt, but they're kind of going for it. You know what I mean? The Jets made the playoffs, but they're never going to be a Stanley Cup winning team unless Hellebuck just shut the door for 3 straight rounds. I don't know. I don't really love it.
Yeah, I kind of look at it this way: is the Blues have a lot of contracts expiring over the next 2 years. I think they only have, it's 4 forwards signed for more than the next 2 years. And then after that, you're looking at Thomas, Buchnevich, Kyrou, and I think Braden Shen, which is pretty funny. But I think the idea is if one of Broberg or Holloway kind of hit, then you have Kyrou, then you have Thomas, then you have Buchnevich, then you have one of Broberg and Holloway. I'm a big Dalibor Dvorsky guy. He looks like he's going to be a really good player. So maybe you can have 4 or 5 players that can be impact players in 3 years' time. I just don't think it does anything for their 2-year contracts. and they're just willing to risk that one of them will break out and will be a contributor that they can hold on to after those 2 years and to let the other guy go or something.
It's similar to what the Habs are doing with Line, right? He has 2 years left. Are they going to be contending team in the next 2 years? No. They're going to be fun, but which is good for DFS. But boy, oh boy, if they don't fix that penalty kill, it's not going to matter. But I really like that gamble on Line, because after 2 years, if he sucks, see ya.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big cap hit, but they don't need the cap space because, like you said, they're not going to push. If they get super lucky and pull like a 22-23 Sabres and end up a top 8 scoring team and Montembeault goes nuts, maybe they're in the running for the playoffs in March and then fall out of the race or something. But I think it's next season, 25-26. That Habs fans are kind of expecting a push. And then you're looking at 1 year of Line, and if it's not working out, it's not that big of a deal. He's kind of a bridge to Ivan Demidov, right? Demidov should be there in 25-26. Him and Line will be there at the same time. And then if they want to keep Line, they can keep him. If they don't want to, then Demidov is the replacement. So I like it from that sense. And it'll make the team fun to watch. If you're not going to be good, at least be fun. And they're going to be fun. So I'll take it.
We have I have the second pick this time, and you have the 7th. Rigged.
All right, here we are. We're in. 30 seconds till we start. Should note the NFL package over at Stochastic went live today. Whether you want to do DFS projections, whether you want to do Sims packages, it's up and live on the site now. So NFL season around the corner. Head on over to stochastic.com. Check out what they have for this package. And I think Josh just dropped a link in YouTube.
Yeah, I put the link in there. I mean, just click on it, check it out for the pricing. You don't have to get it this second because, NFL doesn't start for 2 weeks or whatever. But if you want to check out the pricing, click that link in the chat. It'll take you to all the good stuff, and you can check it out.
All right. Who are you hoping for falling to you at 2?
Alexis Lafreniere.
Putts.
I see McDavid went 1. What a slapdick pick that was. I obviously have to go. My wife's down here. She's expecting me to draft Austin Matthews, but I'm not going to do it.
No.
I got to go McKinnon. I'm going to draft the Team Cliffy draft last week.
Just go player for player from start to finish.
And we're going to tie for first. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah. I'm in an interesting spot at 7. The very first best ball I did, I took Brady Tkachuk at 6. I felt pretty good about that. I think Ottawa is definitely one of the teams that you stack here this season. Stutzla's going much later. You got Drake Batherson even later than that. You got Thomas Chabot, Jake Sanderson, who I think they're both going outside the top 20 defensemen right now. So I think the Senators are stackable.
Got the Frost back in here again, and you're drafting in front of DJ Mitchell, by the way, who's in our Discord. He's a big best puck guy. He's the other half of the what's it called? The Morning Skate podcast with Matt Moody. So if you're into best ball stuff, you got to check them out. They do DFS stuff too. I think they're usually live in the mornings, and then we're live at 2 p.m. But they're good stuff. So
I think I mentioned them on Twitter not long ago, but if you're interested in NHL Best Ball, these guys are the two guys. They're the guys that I go and read whenever they have something to say about NHL Best Ball. So yeah,
if I could read, I'd go read them. Yeah.
All right, it's coming up to me. Kucherov, Pasternak off the board. I don't think that's really a huge surprise.
Oh, there goes Brady.
I mean, whatever.
I mean, there's 5 interesting players you could take here. Probably.
Yeah, I'm just not even gonna. I'm not gonna overthink it. I have Mikko Rantanen 8th on my board, so taking him 7th. I don't think it's that big of a deal. There's a lot of upheaval, I guess, around Colorado right now. I don't want to call it upheaval, but Gabriel Landeskog, he's going to be back this season. They didn't say when, whether it's going to be game 1 or game 20.
He's just not going to be the player that people are expecting him to be.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried he ends up like I'll give it up to Anders Lee. Like, it took him a while after his knee injury, but he's been a useful kind of like middle six winger.
He's so slow though.
That's the thing is, like, I don't know if Landeskog will be able to keep up with Nathan McKinnon. Like, he's for sure going to have to play with Ross Colton or Casey Middlestat, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then I saw a tweet, because I read a Dauber hockey season long. I saw a tweet recently. Rumors are Nichushkin is going to be back in Colorado when his 6-month suspension is up in November. The source was saying one of the Colorado Stars, the assumption is it's Nathan McKinnon, is checking up on Nichushkin regularly just to make sure like he's doing okay because he wants him back.
It's not like addiction's a problem. You know what I mean? It's like when you have that kind of problem, you just need to get help. You know what I mean? It's not like he's beating the shit out of his teammates in the locker room. He's shoving pasta down Nathan McKinnon's throat. He has some issues he's got to deal with off the ice. He gets that straight. He's still a very good hockey player. So hopefully he gets his life back on track. But yeah, he would be a big addition. I think he's the bigger addition for Colorado than Landeskog, unless Landeskog proves me wrong and he's healthy. But I just don't think, at best, he's going to be Anders Lee. He'll be fine on the power play if he is on power play one at the net front. But I see this is Yossi going right in front of you there. You're going to get fired now. DJ Mitchell taking Yossi when we're contractually obligated to take Yossi.
I'm kind of torn here a little bit. I'm gonna just screw it.
You know what? He's gonna be nasty on the Lightning.
I mean, I think so. Like, my big concern is that he ends up on the second line. But I think they're going to leave Brandon Hagel on the second line and just load up Gensel, Point, Kucherov.
So Hagel, Cirelli, and hope they play better than they did last year because they don't have a giant boat anchor, Steven Stamkos, there with them.
Right. Like, I think kind of turning that into like a two-way line, like really? What the Joel Eriksson-Ek line might have been in Minnesota once upon a time.
Really, Frostback? Gets an acting job, takes Igor Shesterkin.
That's how that goes.
Getting sniped. Look who's sitting right there for me. Fuck. Come on down, big boy.
That was the guy I was thinking of taking instead of Gensel. I have them literally neck and neck.
Say what you feel about Mitch Marner. Getting him at the end of the second round in best ball. I mean, come on. He was not healthy last year.
Like, listen, man, this is a contract year for Mitch Marner, and he's going to be healthy. So
he should just do warm-ups in Toronto with an NWO jersey.
Like
he is going to be
like his 120, 130 point season or something. You know what I mean?
I'm on the clock again. How's that even possible? I think I wanted to take Igor, and now I ended up with Mitch Marner. I'm completely blaming Frostback for that all season. I got to go goalie here, I think. I want to go a little bit balanced here.
Okay, I like that.
I'm going to try a little bit different approach.
I found that like that 25 to 35 pick range, basically the third round, is kind of a dead zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Ovechkin, Stamkos, Kyle Connor. Like, I like Cole Caulfield, but he's kind of one-dimensional in this type of system. Not really a defenseman you want to reach for. Like, I don't mind going goalie here. I really don't.
Yeah. It's like I took Elias Pettersson in the third round last time. It's just like I like Elias Pettersson. Frostback taking Elias. He's just like, okay. All right, buddy. Too big for his britches. Gets one acting job. Congrats on that, by the way.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Swayman. Oh, man.
Listen, I don't know why he's going anywhere outside the top 5 goalies. Linus Allmark is gone. Like, Swayman's getting 55 starts as long as he's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
And the team lose DeBrusk and add Lindholm and Zadorov, like the team should be better.
I mean, Lindholm was one of the worst contracts of the offseason.
Also, this is just a rumor. This was on a Vancouver radio show, but I guess Thatcher Demko's knee rehab is not going well.
Yeah, I heard that. He's not going to be ready to start the season, supposedly.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Training camp starts, I mean, in a month, guys are already filing to their respective cities. So we'll see. But Thatcher Demko is, like, for now, is just strictly on my do not draft list. Cole Caulfield, man, I honestly 40 goals, man. I really think so.
You think Line is going to be on that top line? Or are they going to play him with?
No.
Nah.
I don't think they're going to bring up Caulfield Suzuki.
No. Oh, they're both left wings, right?
I think Line goes to the third line to play with, or second line to play with Doc.
That's interesting.
And then they can just run back the top line and use them as they did last year, but then actually have a second scoring line behind them.
Yeah, something they definitely didn't have last year.
No.
Some interesting names on the board right now that I'd definitely be interested in drafting, but I don't pick for another 3 hours. Sinistar was definitely in our Discord. I recognize the name. I don't know if he's in the chat right now. Say what's up if you're in the chat. Cliffy's on the board. Get sniped by TJ Mitchell again. That was the guy you're definitely going to take if he was there.
Honestly, bring it home, Jack.
The Jack Eichel disrespect is just ridiculous.
In this format, I have him as the number 6 center behind McKinnon, McDavid, Matthews, Draisaitl, and Jack Hughes. Whether I'm right or not, I mean, that's a whole other question. But I feel pretty good about getting Eichel in the 4th round. I really do. Oh, I see Frostback didn't read my article this morning, just bashing Quinn Hughes.
Oh, man. Do I take 2 centers early? Point is just draft me. Draft me. That power play is just going to be ridiculous with Jake the Snake there. I'm drafting you.
It's interesting. That's interesting.
So I don't have to worry about should I draft Scott Lawton or Alex Wenberg later? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just trying a few things out because we're doing this a bunch. So
I was thinking about taking Braden Point there just to kind of pair him with Jake Gensel. Maybe I probably should have. I just have such a big gap between Eichel and Point for me personally that it just didn't feel like the right thing to do.
I want to take your boy Verhaeghe here, but I'm not going to because I've been wanting to draft this guy on some teams, and I hate it because he's an Islander, but he's primed for a big season.
Ooh, Matty B. Playing alongside Anthony Duclair this season, maybe? I wonder what they're going to do with those lines.
Who knows? Wall would just pull the goalie. He'll be fine. I mean, they're going to be better. Hopefully, or not hopefully. I mean, what a miserable place. But I forgot, I have a reputation here. I have to bash Long Island, but I don't know.
Are they going to be better?
I mean, Sorokin had a pretty rough season, so I don't know. I mean, their penalty kill was awful last year. Brock Besser.
I mean, things did get better after they hired Patrick Waugh, defensively at least, so. All right. I'm going to take Hedman with Gensel. Hedman's not really a target of mine this year, but especially with Sergachev gone now, I feel like that's a stack I may as well go for.
Yeah. Tyler just tilting his draft. He's just taking the guys I want and tilting his face off. That's, classic Frostback. The fact that he took a goalie so early is just the most ridiculous thing ever. This dude it's like worse than being on the Madden cover, him taking Shesterkin in the second round.
Jacob Markstrom's still only going as the 12th goalie off the board. I feel like that's any league where I don't reach for Swayman. I feel like I'm going to end up with a lot of Jacob Markstrom this year.
Oh, yeah. Like, if Siegenthaler stays healthy, Dougie stays healthy, second year of Luke Hughes, second year of, what's his face? The rookie.
Nemec?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be good, and I hate it, but they're going to be good.
Slafkovsky at 62. That's interesting. I mean, he's just such a multi-cat guy. Like, if you think he's going to score 30 goals, 70 points, then, yeah, that's very much worth it.
I mean, he had a very surprising season last year in a good way. Like, he came into camp, he just, looked like an adult. He looked like a boy his rookie year, and he just got muscled around.
All right, what are we going to do here? Still not sure, exactly who I want to take at wing is kind of the problem. Screw it. I didn't want to do it, but I think this is the first team I'm going to have Tim Stützle, and I just wanted to get him on some teams.
Yeah.
Stützle was a guy that was getting drafted in the second, third round last year, and I think, what was it, an arm injury 4 games into the season, and he played through it the whole year. I think that's pretty much the reason for his shooting percentage dip. I'm not super worried about him.
And Tage Thompson at 65. That's just if he stays healthy, that's going to be nasty. Kenzie.
One of these shows, I'm definitely going to have a Tage Thompson, JJ Peterka, Rasmus Dahlin stack. I just have to figure it out.
I just have not been stacking this whole draft right now. I'm just I gotta get a little bit of correlation here, but it's not going to be at this pick.
Adam Fox. Who do we have left on the board for D? There's still a handful I think I would go for.
And it's not going to be on this pick either because Kreider is gone. Boy. Who do I even have? And that doesn't even make sense. You know what? This doesn't make sense either, but I missed my pick. And I drafted my Q guy.
At least you got him and Barzal now, right?
Got some correlation. Such an idiot.
You probably could have got him a few rounds later.
I know. I was going to pick him at in round 10 or 11.
Oh, that's all right. It's not going to be a big loss. I'm definitely taking a winger here.
I'll tell you who I was trying to draft after he goes.
Well, welcome aboard, Mr. Tuck.
That's a Cliffy guy.
Yeah, it's a big time Cliffy guy. I wonder how they're going to run that power play this year. Thompson, Tuck, Peterka, Cousins?
Yeah.
Probably.
Definitely Cousins. It could be Peterka, it could be Benson, could be.
If they put Zach Benson on the top power play over JJ Peterka, Lindy Ruff shouldn't last more than 3 games.
It's Lindy Ruff.
Yes.
He did not play Timo on power play 1 all season last year.
But I mean,
Douglas.
Timo didn't. I mean, he didn't. I guess we'll see with the new coach. I think Timo's prime for a breakout, but
Timo's gonna have a monster year.
Is Zach Benson really a Lindy Ruff guy? Like, turns into like the Dawson Mercer of the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, who was on Power Play 1 over Timo last year? Was it Dawson Mercer?
Hischer, Bratt,
Jack, Hughes, and
why am I blanking on this? No, they used Timo quite a bit because it wouldn't have been Palat and it wasn't Mercer.
Well, I guess a bunch of people were hurt.
Toffoli.
Oh, Toffoli, yeah, Tyler Toffoli.
How could I forget about my boy?
Tyler Toffoli on the Sharks.
Gustafson's another goalie I'll definitely be drafting quite a bit this year.
I was hoping he'd fall to me. Guess not, because I am definitely not drafting blind Tristan Yari. Oh, I got some guys here that I can take. Frostback, if you take the guy I'm going to draft here, I'm coming to your house. He's going to do it too, just to spite me. No, he didn't. Miro the hero. This guy might do it. No, he didn't do it. Now I can add a little bit more correlation here. Oh, shit. And I scrolled way down the page. Get back up. There we go. Oh, I have 4 centers now, but that's okay. This is what happens when I don't sleep and I had 658 milligrams of caffeine. Now I'm drinking beer. Who needs wingers? Yeah, if Marc-Andre Fleury plays half the season, like they're just tanking.
I mean, he was good last year. Eventually, this has to run out. He's 40 years old, man. I'm not that concerned about it.
Got my second goalie, your boy. Actually, he's my boy too. I really like Montembeault.
Trash the Habs penalty kill and then draft Sam Montembeault like 5 rounds.
Exactly the reason you do it.
Just playing mind games over there, right?
I'm playing 7D chess while Frostback is just right here drafting all my guys. Although I have 4 centers in the first 8 rounds, which is like a absolute no-no, but stranger things have happened.
I think I've got my next 2 picks lined up. We'll see how this goes. All right. Come on down, Mr. Hagel. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm begging Tampa, please put Hagel on the power play. Please put him on the power play. Like, I get it. You got to give value to Nick Paul. Nick Paul's actually not bad in his role either. This is a wish. Just please put Brandon Hagel on the power play.
Gotta get some goddamn wingers on my team.
Nazem Kadri, 106. That's a guy it feels like his ADP's been rising. Off the top of my head.
If the Flames are smart, and that's a big if because they are just a poorly run organization, they should absolutely trade him at the deadline.
Well, who's going to take that contract? He still has, 5 years left?
I mean, Stan Bowman will take that.
They can
Stan Bowman will take that contract.
They could try. I don't think it's going to happen. I just think he might end up playing close to 20 minutes a night this year, and he can bring shots and some hits. So even if he's only a 65-point guy, like he'll still be pretty valuable in this format. Morgan Riley. I feel like
yeah, I know.
Well, there is that. But I feel like he's getting a little bit of disrespect. Like 58 points in 72 games last year, 137 blocks, and like 2.3 shots per game.
You think he loses the power play one to Liljegren, though?
No. I think they go 5 forwards before that happens.
Oh, the two guys in my queue just got nuked. Good stuff.
All right, let's bank on that breakout. Come on down, Mr. Peterka.
As I just put him in my queue, thank you. Okay.
I wanted somebody to pair with Tuck. I'm not sure if there's anybody. Like I could take Dylan Cousins later, but that's probably not the smart play for me. Interesting seeing Ryan Nugent-Hopkins go after, because Jeff Skinner already went, right? Yeah, Skinner went 99th overall. So Ryan Nugent-Hopkins after Jeff Skinner. Presumably Nugent-Hopkins is still in the top power play.
I like Skinner. It's just like I always worry about his role. Cutter Gauthier, that is the most frostback, frosty pick I've ever seen in my life. Fuck. The worst power play in the league, but like he plays 30 minutes a night. It's not the worst power play in the league. Well, it might be actually, but Erik Karlsson.
Speaking of which, Pittsburgh picking up Rutger McGroarty today.
Yeah, but they gave up. Well, it's what Dubas keeping the window open now instead of closing it and reopening it.
Right. I was actually writing about that earlier. When was the last time Winnipeg had a reliable second line center? Was it Brian Little?
Was he reliable?
I mean, he was good until he got hurt.
Yeah, no, he was good. Got to start drafting my Yotes here.
I just don't know.
Well, they're not even the Yotes anymore.
What's Winnipeg's plan here?
They don't have
Jaeger probably won't be ready for at least a season, if not 2. Ehlers might be gone by then. They're probably trading Perfidi, it looks like, at some point. I just don't know what the plan is here.
The Mestikov still on the team? Frostback is going ham with the Ducks.
I don't mind a Duck stack, man. I really don't. I think
you don't have to convince me.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think they're going to be like, Columbus is like maybe like a top half of the league by scoring, but like bottom 5 defensively. You only need scoring in this type of format. All right. Come on now, Mr. Sergachev. I will say I get that some people are concerned about Sergachev and Sean Durzi. I don't really have that.
I don't buy it.
I don't have that concern. Sergachev is the highest paid player on the team, and he's averaged 50 points a game over the last 3 years. I don't think they're not giving him the keys to the top power play, at least to start the year.
Are they seriously named the hockey team?
Hockey club.
We really need to get Jake to start a petition to name them the Utah Soakers. Like, there's nothing else to do besides soak in Utah. So, like, ski and soak.
I hope your son sees this, so you have to explain to him what that means.
I'm sure he's watching.
I will say, I mentioned this to you the other day. last time I checked, Utah was plus 175 to make the playoffs on DraftKings. I can't bet on DraftKings where I am. I don't think it's that bad of a bet. Like, I don't think, like, they're not amongst the top teams, obviously. But they got, like, Marino, Cole, and Sergachev in the offseason is a complete overhaul of the blue line, which is what they needed. You still have Keller. You still have Schmaltz. Barrett Hayton's healthy. Dylan Genther and Logan Cooley both looked great in the second half last year. Like, this is at least a 2-line team, if not 3 lines, with a much better defense group in front of them. Like, I think Utah is I think Utah is going to be one of those teams. Maybe they don't make it. Like I was talking about the 22-23 Sabres earlier. Maybe it ends up like that where they fall like a few points shy of a wild card spot. But I think that's a team that's going to make noise this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they just need goaltending, which they kind of have, but I'm an Ingram guy, so.
I mean, let's be a homer.
Do it.
Let's be a homer. I have Laine pretty highly ranked on a per game basis. It's just he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing. Like if he plays 50 games and he's out for, the playoff, the underdog playoffs in March, like it's toast. It's toast city, but it's my 5th winger, 6th winger. I'll take that risk.
Man, I only have 3 wingers and my getting sniped here. I'm getting hot. Frostback taking my guy here. 2 picks before me. I can send him a bill in the mail. Literally don't know what to do right now. Cry, I think, is the answer. Oh, man. Wow.
That's a good question on how many wingers you can draft. I think it's 8. I'm going to check that real quick.
I'm going to take my 3rd goalie here because the board was just poopers.
All right. NHL Best Ball. I don't see a max. It just says 10 bench. It's interesting.
This is a little early, but the news about it is certainly a little positive. I don't want to get sniped on them.
You fuck.
I have McKinnon, and Frostback's been sniping me for the past hour.
I thought, man, this is a guy going like the last 2 rounds in every draft that I've done so far. Like, what? You dickhead. I'll remember this.
Ski and soak, my friends. Ski and soak. I have to make up for me drafting 4 centers in like the first 4 rounds. So
yeah, fair enough.
And I have Marner on this team. It was against the grain from the start. So
come on board, Mr. Theodore.
That's a Jake pick.
I'll tell you right now, I'm drafting Shea Theodore over Noah Hannafin this year.
Yeah.
I am not buying Noah Hannafin top power play all season long. I'm really not. No. I do like that Seth Jones pick. I wrote something up about him today. Like one of my favorite defensemen after the top 25 are off the board. Like if you're somebody that gets Bedard in this 3rd round or whatever, I like grabbing Seth Jones as like your number 2, number 3 defenseman. I think is a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean, he never leaves the ice, and he's on the top power play.
Top power play, like he'll sleep to 40 points and put up pretty good peripherals besides that. So.
I like how they don't have a projection for Macklin Celebrini. I mean, I get it. He's a rookie, but like, just make up a number. Someone will believe it. Frostback will believe it.
Jacob Chikrin. That's an interesting pick. Even as on power play too. Like, I think maybe they start actually splitting units this year.
I don't think Carlson's going to stay healthy the whole season too. He's like 412 years old.
He's logged some minutes for a lot of years.
There is no tread left on those tires. I mean, maybe there is, but like that dude has been like melted into the ice. That makes no sense, but you know what I mean.
You think he's going to be a Hall of Famer?
I don't know. Like some of these guys getting into the Hall of Fame over some, like I don't know. He's certainly in the conversation.
Never won the Norris, but 3 top 5 finishes.
Has the cup.
Couple All-Star nominations. For me, he might fall into that Jeff Carter category where it's like just the next tier below Hall of Fame, I think, but you never know. Oh, there goes Celebrini. I have him ranked fairly highly as well. Oh. That's actually the guy that I was going to take here if he was still around. But Mr. Fantilli, welcome to the squad.
Yeah, I want Fantilli, but I had 14 centers already.
Man, so. I was writing something about Yegor Chinnikov today, and I was looking at Fantilli's like transition numbers, like zone entries, control zone entries. They were insane, like head and shoulders above anyone else on Columbus. And like even Johnny Gaudreau typically puts up pretty good numbers, even when he doesn't have a good season there. And he just blew him out of the water. I think Fantilli's at the end of the season, it's going to be one of those things like Fantilli goes from pick 160, 180 this year to like pick 70 next year. I really do.
Oh, yeah. As long as he stays healthy.
As long as that whole team stays healthy, man. They were playing Cole Sillinger like 21 minutes a night by the end of the season last year.
I mean, they have Kent Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
Absolute legend, Kent Johnson. Axel Foley. I gotta watch that new Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, I did go see the new Alien Romulus.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is. It's more like horror, like the first Alien movie, than like sci-fi or action or anything like that. So I really liked it.
Just got sniped.
Where are you on Aliens?
I like the original one. There's some, the second one is really good, but then it gets kind of iffy.
Yeah. What about like Aliens in Our World?
I mean, I'm an alien, so.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, there's like two prevailing thoughts, right? It's like, oh, they're already here. Or they're like, look at this shit planet. They already abused it. We can get nothing from it, and that's why we haven't seen it. But I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore. We were in a simulation. That's what I believe.
We're in a simulation. That's interesting. Oh, there goes Landeskog. I think that's the first time I've seen him drafted this year.
I was actually going to take him with my next pick, but I can't believe I just drafted Justin Falk. Like, I hate that guy, but he's good for best ball. Decent, anyway.
I mean, he's going to be running the top power play unit.
Yeah.
At least for a while. I think Scott Perunovich has a shot at taking it over, but, speaking of guys that can't stay healthy, like, holy shit.
And since I just took Falk, Jake from State Farm.
I like that pick. That's the guy I'm worried about losing his role to Holloway, right? But I think the St. Louis power play had such a big turnaround after they added Neighbors. What was it, like December or something like that?
Neighbors in the net front, man. They just took off. They took off for the Blues. Let's not get excited here.
St. Louis Blues adjusted takeoff. Yeah, I'm not super concerned about Holloway taking his role. I just worry that, like, if the power play goes like 1 for 22 over like a 2-week span, that they start making some panic changes. But I guess you could say that about most teams.
Yeah. Frostback drafting Igor and then the whole Ducks roster. Got to respect it.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure about the Washington goaltending.
Me either.
Like,
that was a weird trading for Logan Thompson.
I think they're going to split time. I got to assume that Charlie Lindgren gets first crack, right? Considering, like, he was the reason they got to the playoffs last year.
Which was bad for the organization, if we're being honest.
I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. The way I look at it is, like, if Jeremy Swayman goes down, my goalies are screwed anyway. Like, my team's toast. So, like, I don't even know why I drafted another goalie, but
my team this time is absolute crap. So, can't win them all.
Trying to find somebody.
You want to find somebody? Jacob Trouba. That's your guy.
Oh, no. I know what I'm taking was my last pick.
Oh, we're in the last round already?
Pretty sure.
Oh, yeah 16.
My last pick's coming up. I know who I'm taking. And it's going to be a little bit off the board, but I think it'll make sense. I'm trying to figure out.
I'm just scrolling down to see, like, what kind of random people who I like are there.
I think Morgan Frost could be in for a good season. Like, he might actually be their top line center now. If they're not going to play Sean Couturier, like, I know, like, Torts is going to play Scott Laughton like 18 minutes a game or whatever anyway, but I think Frost has a good shot at being on the top line. All right. Oh, he's a center? What? Martin Pospisil's a center? I guess I'll take Bunting. That's a panic pick. Martin Pospisil, 51 faceoffs in 63 games last year. Okay. I see the guy that I probably should have taken. I just panicked there. It happens.
Oh, it definitely happens. I know you wanted to take Andrei Kuzmenko, so.
No, it was actually Anders Lee.
Yeah.
Just to bring it back full circle. Thomas and Novak. That's going to be a nitrous second line. Like him and Stamkos and Marchessault or whatever.
That's going to be pond hockey.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see that. Drew Doughty is interesting. I wonder, like, I think, is Los Angeles going to give Clark and Spence a shot, like an actual shot this year? Or
that organization, that front office, such.
Or are they just going to run back everything that they did wrong last year?
All right, let's end with a little bit more correlation in case the Nishushkin doesn't come back.
So I was thinking about taking Eli Tolvanen. He's a guy that I really like this year, especially given that they have a new coach. So that's my team. Basically went 3-man Tampa stack, 2-man Buffalo stack. Nothing else elsewhere. Let's face it, my team's riding on Jeremy Swayman and Jack Eichel kind of taking me to the promised land. We'll see what happens. I don't like this team as much as the one I drafted last week.
Me either. I mean, not your team. My team is compared to the one last week. Mine's just brutal. But it is what it is. I auto drafted Bo Horvat in like the 5th round or something.
I mean, I don't mind your team that much. It's just, you're going to need your centers to really pull through, right? Just because, like Nichushkin isn't going to play for a while. Like Neighbors typically, like he'll have good numbers, but I'm not sure he'll have like monster weeks. You know what I mean?
Mitchell Marner, baby.
Yeah. So Marner and Barzal going to have to take a lot down. So, I mean, you have that Barzal and Horvat stack. So I kind of like that. Obviously, you have
their power play
Nichushkin and
was
McKinnon.
really good last year.
Yeah. So let's see what Frostback did.
It's the Ducks roster and Igor.
Zegras, Terry, Gauthier. That's interesting. Shesterkin and Hill. I suppose if you have Shesterkin, it's kind of like that Swayman thing where like if Shesterkin blows his knee out in like November, then you're not only is the Rangers season toast, but these best ball teams be toast too. So yeah, doesn't really matter a whole lot. I do like that late Anaheim stack though. That's a good one by him.
Yeah, no one's awake to watch them. So like that's why no one stacks them.
Yeah. How did DJ do here? So it doesn't look like DJ did any outright stacking, but I do like Tage in the 6th round.
Yeah,
that's a really good pick.
Ludicrous.
Yeah. Tage in the 6th round. I do like Jake DeBrusk. That's a guy I
wanted him too. You tweeted out Jake DeBrusk season.
I don't think Connor Garland is going to be on the top power play, and it's not going to be Nils Hoglander. I really think it's going to be DeBrusk, and he's going to play next to one of Pettersson or Miller. So like he's playing next to one of Pettersson or Miller, plus both of them on the power play. Like 30 goals, 30, even 35 goals. I don't think seems unrealistic. Look what Brock Besser did last year.
Yeah, plop him with Pettersson because Miller and Besser can bring me to mediocrity. So like, Pettersson needs his line mates. He didn't have them last year. That was their big problem.
Yeah. Cale McCarr dropping out of the 1st round is interesting.
He wanted to on the turn, right?
No, Giant Mark passed on him at 12th and 13th. But so Moose started his draft with Draisaitl and McCarr out of the 11 hole. I'm like, you got to be pretty happy about that, man. That seems like a pretty good start. What else do we have here? I like that P. Peterson start. Forsberg, Panarin in the 1st and 2nd round. I'm not a fan of Vasilevsky, but 3 of the first 4 picks being Forsberg, Panarin, and Boldy.
The one thing that's always a positive of Vasilevsky, if he's active, like if he's healthy, they just play him so much. Whether he does anything with it is always the question. But like if he's healthy next season, he's probably starting at least 60 games. They always John Cooper's gonna be like Jonas Johansson. I remember that from last year. We're not doing that. Like he came back from back surgery and just never left the ice.
Yeah, and they don't have any other goalies in the organization. Like there's just no one to go with. I will say, like while you were talking, I was just looking quickly through the teams. Layla Cuff, Pasternak, Reinhardt, Ottinger, Bobrovsky, Keller, Jarvis. I really like that start. And then waits until round 7 for a center and ends up with Eriksson, Suzuki, and Cousins as centers. Like I kind of like that. That's a pretty good start. And Giant Mark going Makachuk, Jack Hughes, Cole Caulfield, Ilya Sorokin, Travis Konechny, Kevin Fiala. It's a pretty good start too.
That's a Cliffy team right there.
Yeah, that is a Cliffy team. I really like that. I think Giant Mark 3's got a really good team here. Layla Cuff has a good one. Obviously, DJ has a good one. Yeah, pretty solid all around. All right, I think that's probably going to wrap it up for us this week. We'll be back next week, next Thursday, for another best ball draft. Maybe we get some more trades. This was a pretty crazy week in the NHL because we had the Blues offer sheets, Blues Edmonton offer sheet. We had Laine get traded, and then we had that McGroarty Jaeger trade. Like that's a lot for the 3rd week of August or whatever. So maybe we'll have more to talk about next week.
GMs just need to stop being like a buddy thing and just start offer sheeting the shit out of restricted free agents. Like just do it. Who cares about the 200 old men? Torts is gonna, go dance on some whatever he does. Just start offer sheeting.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe we see it more now because that Kotkaniemi one was only a few years ago, and now we see Broberg, and so like maybe we'll see one next year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's just no one from Montreal again. Although the Kotkaniemi thing's kind of working out for the Habs. So,
oh yeah,
I guess I'll take it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean, listen, we didn't talk too much about the NFL Sims because obviously it's still a few weeks away. But as we get closer to the season, we'll have, I'll annoy you guys more with it. But everyone plays NFL. I always go into the season going, I'm not going to play NFL, and then I open up the lobby, and it's just like, there's more total prize pool in the top 3 GPPs than NHL has all season. So might as well throw in a lineup, and I'm sure I'm not alone there. So I used the Sims a bunch last year. They're awesome. So when we get closer to the season, I'll drop the link in the chat more, or we'll have the bot do it. I just need to get a code to sign into StreamYard because I'm an idiot. But yeah, we'll be back next Thursday. If you want to get into our best ball draft, we try to join right at 8:00 before we go live. So if you want to snipe us and get in there, get in there. This was a little bit better because we waited like 25 minutes for the lobby to fill last time. And, throw me in front of the camera for the first time in 3 months. I'm just going to go off on all silly tangents. But this was good. This flowed better. It was a lot of fun. My team sucks, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah, we're just getting our feet under us, getting our best ball and NHL feet wet a little bit. We'll be back here next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Yeah, I'll turn on I'll put on the hat. I'll draft Marty Jones. It'll be a great time. We'll see you next Thursday, everybody.
See you next week, everyone.